think it's me. The other day, Tina said, we're going to be doing a little improv. I hope everybody's okay with that, because we are. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. We have been anticipating this for a while, and been very excited to be able to do this here at Ahava, because, we all come here. And it's cool to see things from a different perspective, right? My perspective is usually right over in there somewhere. So happy to be here sharing this time with everyone from this way. And so thank you, Reverend Rainbow, wherever you are, lounging, eating bonbons, having a rest, or somewhere in traffic, I don't know. But anyway, appreciating Reverend Rainbow for having the thought of asking us to be here today, and then also being really comfortable and cool with us doing something different that felt super authentic to us. So grateful for Reverend Rainbow, grateful for all of you, really grateful for Miss Tina Fondren. We know Miss Tina as an incredible vocalist and songwriter, and I've just recently started getting to know her even more as like this really beautiful spirit, a kind heart, who you all, may have already tapped into. But thank you for playing around with me with this collaboration. Appreciate it. And then also, of course, thank you, Seneca, for the energy that you hold here all the time. Very appreciated. So today, we are going to talk a little bit about rhythm. And so there's drumming and there's singing, and there's actually a little talk, probably nowhere near as long as what we're used to. But wanted to share some about rhythm and the drums and what drums can bring into a space via the heart. In the same way that I now feel more connected with Tina, it's through that heart space. It's a heart connection. And that's what we want to be here today to share with all of you. So for the next little while, we want to extend a space of love and a space for learning and co-creation, all in the name of rhythm. Y'all ready? Yeah. Okay, are you ready? Yeah. Okay, so let's have some fun today. Let's have some fun. Let's start like this, because there's ways to talk about things, and there's moments where we can just share an experience right away. So repeat after me, please. All right, thanks, y'all. I told you we're gonna have some fun. So what we just did was experiencing the sacredness and rhythm. Now, without having a drum, if I bring my drum into it, it could sound more like this. And for me, those notes on the drum are exactly what we did on the body, something like, yeah? All right, so repeat after me. Tried tricks, it didn't work. Y'all were ready. So whether it's the energy of the drum, the actual physical vessel, or our bodies, it's the same energy. What the drum does is bring out this vibrational energy that changes and shifts everything around us, through us, and basically sends out love that we can catch and hold on to, or we can just really let fly away, depending on what our intention is for being. So every culture has a drum, right? Drums are used for celebration and everything in life, really, in community. There are drum rhythms for, and there's a drum. The drum that you all see me holding today comes from West Africa, specifically Guinea, West Africa. And this drum has a name. They call this type drum, by the shape you can tell, it's a djembe. Now, that's the name it's called now. Master drummer and teacher Abdul Doumbia let us know some time ago that the original name was Anka J. Anka Bay, a name that encourages us to come together and unite in peace. So when you see these drums, that's the intention of this drum. That's the original name. So the djembe is a vessel that brings a balance of masculine and feminine energy while bringing forth the voices of my ancestors, of our ancestors. The sacred drum, the heartbeat of a people, the heartbeat of all people. The drum is as ancient as time, its beat steady as a clock ticking through infinity. Its rhythms marking birth, death, love, war, happiness, pain, and all between. The drum beats travel through the Middle Passage, a sacred possession that could not be stripped away as the Africans lost most everything else, yet somehow held on to our spirits, yet somehow held on to the drum. And the rhythms never died. The rhythms carried from tribe to tribe, person to person, spirit to spirit. The rhythms of time and place, the rhythms of voice and breath, the call of the ancestors, remember my name. The call of the ancestors, remember my name. The call of the ancestors, remember my name. Feel my heartbeat. Remember my people. Feel my heartbeat. The heartbeat of a people, the heartbeat of all people. Just breathing with that for just a minute. So, when we think about the drum, we naturally think about a rhythm or a song, like what I just did, right? So when we think about rhythm, we might tend to attach it to a moment like this where we have something, and we have something that somebody has told us to do, something that someone has told us to say, right? Am I onto anything? Is that how we think of rhythm? But there are many ways to think about rhythm, and you don't even need to use a drum. So I was thinking about a story, and this happens every time I teach drum workshops, which I've done a lot of. Every single time somebody will get up from their seat way across the room and come walk over to me and say, okay, I'm here, but I don't have any rhythm, like this is gonna be a mess. And that, coming with the disclaimer, like they're gonna ruin the whole class. And then I'll just say, it'll be fine, because I know what they don't know, like we all have rhythm. Somebody has told us that some people don't, but we all have rhythm. So then I'll say to the person, it's okay. When you go back, just release your heart and participate fully. So then I watch the same person who walked over and said they had no rhythm, walk back at the exact same pace with the same stride of their step and go back to the seat. So I'm literally witnessing the person who says they have no rhythm display rhythm. Are y'all with me? Yes. So what I saw that the person doesn't see is that they're in their head. Like I see them in their head with all these things that have been blocking them their whole life saying I don't have rhythm. So let's play around with that a little bit to make it, let's capture that in our bodies in case there are people here who think, oh, we don't have rhythm. Anybody here who would say that? Yeah. All right, so if you're able, stand up. I told you it was going to be fun. If you're not able, stay seated. We're going to use our legs a little bit. If you're not able, you can tap the chair. Just or if you're not able to use your body at all, just think thoughts, okay? So when I say go, we're all going to march to a count of 10. Not a count of 10. We're going to march 10 and move our feet, I guess 20 times. So, okay, a count of 10, but I'm not counting it. That's the point. I'm just going to say go. Okay, ready, go. And stop. All right, take a breath. Nothing to think about when I say go, march to a count of 10 or tap to a count of 10. Ready, go. $11, $12, $13, $14. It's okay, it's not a counting game. But so here's the thing to maybe notice. When you did your march or your tap or your thought, did anything change from the first time to the second time? Like, did you lift your feet higher on purpose? Did you do it at the same speed? Or did it just feel the same? That's a question. It felt the same?
I went faster.
You went faster the second time? And then from 1 to 10, did anything change at like 5, or did it go 1 to 10 the same speed?
What I noticed was that it's called entraining. We entrain. We naturally form the same rhythm as a group. And the second time was a little bit faster than the first time.
Okay. You already jumped to the end of the talk, though. Hold on. All right, let's have a seat. So pretty much what we do each day in our lives is we walk across the room, or if we're in a mobile device, we'll even, like those electric ones. My aunt used to drive one of those electric ones, and she always did the thing the same way, the same speed every day. And so we have like a natural personal rhythm that we move with every day with everything we do. I noticed it, for instance, when I get up in the mornings and I have this morning routine. So not so much about the routine, but it's the timing of the routine. So I'll get up and I'll go and I'll wash my face and I'll brush my teeth and I'll go to my altar and I'll light sage and a candle and I'll begin to meditate. And so there's routine and intention, but also I bet if I measured how much time it took every day, it would take about the same time. Like I bet I brush my teeth the same count each day. I'm sure, I would take the same amount of steps from the bedroom to the bathroom and so forth. And for me, that's like understanding and knowing my personal rhythm. And for the reason it's important is because if I get up and I'm running late, like I was today, then I'm like, trying to brush my teeth, trying to wash doing all the things, and my personal rhythm is thrown off. So I can recover, but it's good to know what's actually happening. Otherwise, I might, convince myself that like I'm having a bad day or something. Make sense? Yeah. So for me, it's really important to be mindful of personal rhythm. And then, like we were already jumping toward the end of the short talk, because it's short enough already, but give me 2 more minutes. When we think about our personal rhythm, we also want to think about the importance of aligning that rhythm with other people. So we know more about ourselves so that we can be more easily aligned with others. I think with the personal rhythm, it flows in a way that's natural, And if we don't think about it, we're just flowing. There are things I think that disrupt our personal rhythm, like emotions, right? Anxiety. When we walk, if we're anxious about something, I think our steps get smaller and faster. That changes our personal rhythm. Have y'all ever, remember like when you're in elementary or high school or whatever, and you're in this classroom and the door's closed, but you hear footsteps go past the door, and you know if what teacher it is, you know if it's the principal, you know if somebody's just going from class to class, or you know if there's an emergency, like they're going to break something up down the hallway, you know what I mean? Like because we know that person's rhythm. So I think that when we are sad, sometimes our personal rhythm kind of naturally slows. We walk slower. Are any of y'all, does that happen for anybody? Yes. You walk slower. Your feet don't even come off the ground as high. So I think that changes our rhythm. I think sometimes, for me, I'll just like remind myself if I'm not, if I'm feeling a little down and I'm walking, like just pick up your feet. Fix depression by picking up your feet. I don't mean to make light of it, but there are some things that we can do that's just like, just shift this. Here's a way to shift out of this. That's one of the things I can do. And of course, there are ways like, smiling and things like that. And I think it's useful when we are in spaces where we need to align with other people to know ways that we can shift our personal rhythm, because we just don't want to bring that stuff to other people, right? And there are natural ways to align ourselves with other people. Like when we're walking, you ever walking with somebody and you want to have a conversation and they're a little bit ahead and you're a little bit behind, or you want to hold hands and nobody necessarily says, well, sometimes people do, but you don't have to, you don't necessarily say, stop and let me hold your hand. People just naturally adjust the speed. The person going fast will slow down a bit. The person going slow will speed up a bit. And then there's just this natural meeting of hands or a conversation or something. And I think there are these ways that this happens daily that we don't think about. And if we did kind of recognize and acknowledge them, we could bring them in moments more intentionally. So, and that is when it becomes sacred. So there's the rhythm, and then the intention is when it becomes sacred. So I do a lot of community work, and am in lots of spaces where people do not agree on lots of things. But what if in a moment, I can know that whatever is happening right now really is about my personal rhythm being off. It's not about anything that person said, and I just shift my personal rhythm. And not have to think about the issue, not to think about the upset or whatever's going on, but just like, let me shift. And then what if that person is thinking the same thing? Oh, let me shift. And then, we can be in spaces, public spaces, community spaces, and just be more in alignment with people. Road rage, right? How often do we see people? I was with my partner the other day, and we were driving, and we were watching one car like driving and the other one running up behind it, and just really thinking that person driving in front doesn't even know what's happening behind them. Like whatever's happening with that person has nothing to do with the person in front of them. And what if the person in behind just was like able to make a shift? Like, just shift out of that moment. And then the person in front would not feel antagonized, which they ultimately did, and then they started braking and stuff. But then they could just easily get over it without internalizing it emotionally and without thinking about it. So, and then that's when just this rhythm that shows up in our everyday lives become more and more sacred. The sacredness is in intention. Imagine what we could do. We're going to sit with that for just a minute. Imagine what we could do. So I'm going to do, let's see, I'm going to clap my hand. All by myself. And then we're going to go over here, and the people on the front row, one at a time, you're going to come in and clap with me. And then the next row, and the next row, and the next row. And then the back, and then the back row, and all the way up. And let's see what happens with that, from that one hand clap. And everybody joins in. Are we ready? We know what to do? Okay. Look what we're doing. We'll do a little faster. A little faster. A little faster. And we stop. We stop together. All right, clap. Clap for ourselves. Nice. So let's remember that as a tool for community building. Let's remember that when we're in those moments. I jumped ahead of myself because it felt so good. It did. It did. So before I stop, I wanted y'all to have a little more opportunity to drum and co-create something. So let's do that, and then we'll go into prayer. There's a few drums sitting around the room in different places. So if you would like to, just grab one. There's some things up here. There's lots of stuff up here. Yeah, yeah. We got people.
Can I shake something?
You can shake that one with the cowrie shells. And there's shakers over here too. And those round, there's a whole stack of flat drums. Did y'all get those? Yeah.
Anybody want a tambourine?
Yeah, there's loads of those. Okay, before everybody goes too much into their personal rhythm. So sometimes when we think about rhythms, we'll think about a pattern of notes being played and repeated, and then it'll become a rhythm, and then it'll become a song. And then what we want to do is do something intentional, and so we hold the sacredness of the moment, right? So what is the intention of this rhythm we're about to create together? Spread peace. Peace, love, oneness, harmony. Okay. Joy. Okay. Okay, all that. All the things, all the beautiful things, all the beauty. All the beauty. Okay, one more.
Can we stand while we do this?
Yes, please. If you want to stand. All right, here we go. Y'all want to stand? Okay, I guess the dancers wanted to stand on this side. All right. Okay, so we are starting with peace. Was that the first thing that came forth? Peace. Peace. Okay. I think peace sounds like shakers. Miss Tina has a shaker, Ray. If you have one of those little eggs or something, yeah. Peace. 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 A little bit of joy. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Let's make this love, the heartbeat. And unity will come out because we're all doing it. Oneness will come out. And I think joy. Going and a little softer. A little softer. Let's add our voices. Let's see. Peace, unity, love. Was some of it? Peace, unity, love. Peace, unity, love. Ready for joy? Joy, 10 seconds, go. All right, thanks everybody. Whew. Okay, let's go into prayer. After I catch my breath. Taking that breath together. Holding on to the oneness, the peace, the unity, the joy, the love, the harmony. Knowing that we hold it individually and we can bring it forth collectively. Aligning our spirits with one another, with all beings, with all beauty. Affirming the sacredness of this moment at all moments. Affirming that what it amounts to is love, just love. All that is love. And knowing that we can claim this moment as love, as long as we wish, unconditional. In this space, radiating beyond these walls, carrying forth, creating change. And we do all this by simply saying yes. That's all we do. We say yes. 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 And so it is.